A very, very warm welcome to our 52nd meeting. Personal Growth Leaders was formed on 15th of January 2021. It started off with a message that I sent to a social media in September 2021. Unfortunately, there was a good bit of interest from a lot of people. And I think Kathy and we have a few others who were the first who contacted me. And then we started on this journey. We kept meeting every Saturday at 2 p.m. GMT. And the time kept changing because of the summer and winter times. That caused a little bit of confusion, but we kept going. We met every Saturday. Pre-charter, we met for 3 months. And then with the wonderful interest of all the members here, we were able to actually charter the club on 15th of January 2021. And after that, we met every week, every Saturday. And this is the 52nd meeting. And I would like to give a huge round of applause to all our members who have been really inspiring in every meeting through the contributions that we do. And as we all know, every Toastmasters meeting, we learn something new, because each and every interaction is unique. Even though what we do in every meeting might be the same, but every time when we do something, we learn something new. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And it's my great pleasure to introduce Richard E. Peck, our immediate past international president. Huge round of applause for Richard for kindly giving us his time today to give his wisdom to us. We were really fortunate to have him in our charter celebration last year. And he had mentioned in his speech that when you celebrate your anniversary, I would like to come. And I'm not sure whether Richard would have thought that like I would actually seriously follow up with him. But so kind of you, Richard, that you accepted our invitation to come back to our anniversary celebrations, and it's a great pleasure to have you. It was such a wonderful time that day when you gave us your wisdom, and we learned a lot from your speech. And I'm looking forward to your speech today so that we can learn something even more. Before we start a meeting, we don't introduce all the roles here. We only introduce the grammarian because we are an advanced club. So I would like to ask our grammarian of the meeting, Kathy, to give us the word of the meeting. Thank you very much, Kathy.
My gosh, I haven't been the grammarian and I didn't realize it. I'm sorry, I don't have a word of the day. I'm so sorry, y'all. I haven't done grammarian for our role. I'm so sorry. Anybody got a great word of the day?
You can say anniversary, that's okay.
I tell you what, yes. Let's do elevate. I like the word because that is one. I apologize. I have not done grammarian in our chapter before. Let's do the word elevate because I feel that is a word that kind of encapsulates what our chapter is all about. And that's one of the reasons that I came in here. The first place is the personal growth is all about, and Toastmasters both are all about elevating our skills. So we will use the word elevate, and I will put it in the chat. And I apologize profusely. I forgot that I was supposed to do word of the day, but we have an excellent word that will work. So elevate will be our word of the day, and I will be keeping track of that and also excellent uses of quotes and also any kind of things we might need to work on. So thank you. Our word will be elevate.
Thank you very much, Kathy. That's no issue at all. You found the word on the fly, which is really great. And I'm really looking forward to being elevated into a higher paradigm of practice, because practice is what makes us perfect through our meeting today. And now I would like to hand over the virtual stage to the chief guest of this meeting, Richard E. Peck, immediate past international president. Over to you, Richard. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. To be honest with you, when I received your email, I was shocked, extremely surprised that you reached out and invited me back to this 1 year anniversary. And it's truly an honor, pleasure to be here with you today. 1 year, the number doesn't sound like a lot. Numbers change, perceptions change. If I said 1, or I said 52, or 365, they all mean the same. They all equate to 1 year, weeks, days. But it's what we do during those times that's important. Do you know what generally happens within the first year of businesses and clubs and new ventures? They fail. They don't make it because things get tough. Individuals don't know how to break through barriers that may be facing those walls. They don't know how to elevate themselves to that next level. When your club chartered, it was a group of individuals who came together who had experience as Toastmasters, experience in leading clubs. Not a lot of experience in surviving through a pandemic, of addressing needs and challenges, of looking beyond borders. Let's put it out there honestly. There are no borders anymore. There aren't. The border between you and me today is the stability of my internet and this index finger and an enter key. That is the only border between us nowadays. Our ability to reach out and help each other, to grow, to achieve things that we don't always think we can, is closer than ever before. The opportunities to try new things that we've never had before. When I looked at the gallery of individuals today and seeing people from around the world coming together for a common purpose, now that's one thing. Coming together for a common purpose on a Saturday morning, afternoon, that's a whole other situation. That shows you the dedication of the individuals who are involved. But it's not just that you want to give great speeches. We all want to do that, don't we? Who really wants to give a poor speech? Well, not me. I sure don't, especially as being the past president, giving a poor speech wouldn't be good. We all want to give great speeches. But more than that, we want to make an impact. We want to make an impact on others. We want to make an impact on the world around us. We want to institute change, share a story, show others that we can accomplish things, that they can accomplish things. We want to connect and change the world. Now, when I ask clubs that I visit, do you think you can change the world? I ask members that. Not a lot of hands generally go up. They don't think they can change the world. And it's because they perceive the world the wrong way. See, we look at the world as billions of people, 190 countries, 7 continents. There's no way I can make a change in that. You're wrong. Change the life for one person. Change their world. Change your focus on what the world really, really means. Your club has been together for 1 year, 52 weeks. Take a moment and reflect upon the changes that you've made in each other's worlds. In mine, I came back a year later on an invite. We all have the ability to make an impact. We all have the ability to make a change. This year, you set the foundation for what your club is going to be. Select distinguished in the first year. Surviving a pandemic year. Never mind chartering a club in a pandemic year. I didn't hear any excuses that it can't be done. The only thing I heard was, let's get it done. And you did, and you grew, and you continue to meet. You continue to help each other. You continue to elevate Toastmasters around the world. And you continue to make an impact that you may never ever see, that goes deep to the hearts of the individuals who you meet with. If you don't think my coming back a year later after an invite doesn't show that there was impact there, you're missing it. Because we all want to be connected. We all want to watch each other succeed. As you look forward to your next year, your next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever they may be, remember this year. This is the year that started it. This is the year that made the initial impact. Where you go from here is totally up to you. But I know that you're going to change the world, you're going to change the lives of others, and you are going to continue to share your messages around the world. You know what? You can invite me back to the next anniversary or any more that come. I'll be glad to come back. So Mesh, back to you.
Thank you so much, Richard. You're such a wonderful personality. You've got so much genuinity in your words. It really, it's just a thing that probably using the word of the day is a thing, but you actually elevate us when you speak. And we know that whatever words are coming from you is genuine, it is from your personal experience. You can really feel it. And I think that's what makes a speech really engaging. If it comes from genuine experience, if the words have real weight behind it, and the weight comes when we actually have that experience. So thank you so much, Richard. And thank you so much for saying that you will keep coming to our anniversary. It's a great pleasure to have you. And it will be a great trend for us to always have you in our anniversary meetings. Thank you so much. Let's give a huge round of applause to Richard for taking time from his busy schedule to come and inspire us and elevate us. Now we go to the second speech of this meeting. This is a prepared speech. And to give this speech, we have Dr. Elizabeth Akini with us, and she's giving the speech from Effective Coaching Level 2, Project 1, Understanding Your Leadership Style. And the title of her speech is, Which is Your Style? To evaluate Dr. Akini, we have Liz Welch, who will be evaluating. So I would like to hand over the gavel to Liz to help us understand what the objectives of Dr. Akini's speech are. Thank you very much, Liz.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, and hello, fellow Toastmasters. And let us be elevated by Elizabeth's speech this morning, afternoon, wherever we are in the world. Effective Coaching Level 2 speech, as Sumesh said, understanding your leadership style. So the objectives are to share some aspects of a chosen leadership style or leadership styles in general, discussing the style preference when working with others and how to adapt the chosen leadership style to situations or leadership styles in general and how they can impact a group. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much for helping us with the objectives of Dr. Akinyi's speech, Liz. With a speech entitled, "Which One is Your Style?" Please welcome Dr. Elizabeth Akinyi to the virtual stage.
Venice, 1994, says that leadership is like beauty. It is very difficult to define. However, when you see it, you know it. From Mother Teresa to John F. Kennedy, Mahatma Gandhi, to Steve Jobs, to Churchill, Winston, Martin Luther King, you name them, all of them. The world has never been in shortage of leadership. These leaders come with so many styles, and there is no right way to lead. I have come to learn that leadership depends on experience, on the skills. My skills has been elevated by Toastmasters International. Leadership also depends on the team that you are leading and the task that is at hand. Toastmasters and guests, my journey in Toastmasters International has made me understand that I have 3 dominating leadership styles that define me. These are coaching, democratic, and affiliative. And these leadership styles is what I would wish to share with you for the next 6 minutes or so. As my first leadership style, I have learned that coaching aims at developing people's future. To use a short phrase, I am that leader who is always trying to tell people, try this, try this. The underlying emotional competencies that enable me use this style of leadership is that I am actually interested in developing others. I am interested in their empathy skills. I'm also interested in developing their self-awareness. I have learned that this style works best when the interest of the leader is to improve the performance of those that he or she is leading, especially those who are yet to get to their potential. This style, however, is not good where mentees do not want change. My second style of leadership is the democratic leadership style. This leadership style is based on consensus through participation. A democratic leader is that leader who is more interested in what people think. Unlike the coach who is interested in having people try this, a democratic leader wants to find out all the time, what do people think? This style is important because it gives those who are led the opportunity to participate in decision-making. Like the first style, which was coaching, this style also has some emotional competencies that make the leader operating under this style be able to work at his or her best. And they include collaboration, team leadership, and also communication. The style works best when the leader is trying to build consensus or get valuable input from those valuable employees or those valuable people that he or she leads. However, the style is not also good when the time is limited and when the members who are being led do not have the expertise, the knowledge and skills to make decisions. My third style of leadership that I have learned is that I have the affiliative leadership style. Affiliative leadership style is that style where the leader tries to create harmony between him and the people he or she leads. And as he or she does this, the interest is to build emotional bonds. An affiliative leader, therefore, operates under the principle of people that I lead come first. Such a leader employs the emotional competencies of empathy, relationship building, and also communication. However, the style does not emphasize performance. And another negative aspect of the style is that it does not allow the leaders to give negative feedback. By now, I am sure that wherever you are seated, you are either confirming your own leadership style from mine that I have explained, or you are trying to find out which one is yours. Which one is yours? Which leadership style dominates you? Whatever your leadership style, never forget that there is no one size that fits everyone. However, there are common competencies that have been elevated in me by being a Toastmaster. And these include one, being a good communicator, one who is able to receive and also give back information in an effective way. Number two, one who is sensitive to the needs of self and also the needs of others. And thirdly, one who is able to be a good role model. I do not know what your plan is, but my plan, having known that these are my dominating leadership styles, as I have shared with you, one, coaching, two, democratic, and three, affiliative, I can maximally utilize them to enable me be a better leader and a better communicator, because it's in Toastmasters International where leaders are made, and every time I'm aspiring to become better and better and better. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
What an amazing speech, Dr. Elizabeth Akenyi. Such clearly conveyed speech, and it very clearly conveys the different strokes for different folks message. Situational Leadership Style by Kenneth Blanchard is a management guru, and very clearly you have conveyed that. Thank you so much, Dr. Elizabeth Akenyi, for your wonderful speech. With this, we have come to the end of the first part of our meeting, which is the prepared speeches. We generally say in our meetings here, it is a pie approach that we take: prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, and evaluations in the end. So we are coming to the second section, which is the section of impromptu speeches. And because it is a special occasion we are having today in terms of the first anniversary of the Personal Growth Leaders Club, our Toastmaster, topics master of the meeting would have a special way of running this. So over to Rosiana for the topic session. Thank you very much, Rosiana.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, today is very special because this is the anniversary of 1 year of 52 meetings that we have gone through. Wow, 52 meetings. There's a lot of improvement, and today's table topic is going to be about members, especially the charter member that is going to share our journey. And for me, when Somesh first advertised this club, we were in the transmission between the physical meetings and also online meetings. And while my physical meetings is now gone online, but it is on a fortnightly basis. And I don't think it's enough, because we are we are creatures of social creatures, and we need to be connected. And with online, we can connect as what our just now in, has mentioned, that we are now easier with this kind of online meetings. So when I joined, I never look back, and I can see, I think most of the members here can clearly see how I myself transformed from previously low confidence to higher confidence. And now that we are not talking in terms of in my country, Malaysia, but also all over the world. And it has helped me tremendously, especially in my business, in my personal growth, in everything, basically. This is really great, and we never want to look back. And with that, I would like to call, I think, the first one will be who sent me the profile. And I think Dr. Elizabeth and Owino is still hot now. I would call her to share. She's still hot because she just gave the speech just now, to share her journey with us. So let's see. She is Elizabeth Owino is a lecturer in counseling and psychology in Moi University, Kenya, and a member of research and ad hoc for educational international. And she's a mother and a wife. Okay, Dr. Liz, maybe you can share a bit of your journey with us here. Over to you.
Thank you, Rosie. I love Facebook because Facebook connects me to special people like members of this club. That is how I got to know about this club. And when I applied, I was told you must have level 2 and above. It prompted me to work so hard to finish my level 2 so that I could join. Immediately I finished, I joined this club. It has been a wonderful journey, having experiences of people from all over the world. At first, I used to be so intimidated. I thought I was the only one coming from a less developed country with less advantages. But I realized that Toastmasters International makes us all on one level. I have grown. I have been challenged by members of this club, each one of you. And every time I log in, I don't leave the same. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to growing and growing and growing with this club. I'm not going to drop off anytime soon. My money is being invested in the right place, which is all about me. Back to you, Rosie.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, I think personally, this is really worth whatever more than what we have invested. Well, I totally agree with everything that you said. We've grown a lot since joining this club. Truly enough. So let's go to the next one who sent me the second one, which is none other than Sabaria. Yes, she is the, let me check. Where is, sorry about that. I lost my thing here. All right. Yes, she is the area director of District 102 G5 wellness coach serving corporate clients and personal program. And the latest addition, since she's just got her motorhome, is now she's into wellness on wheels. Over to you, Sabaria.
Thank you, Microsoft. Table Topic Master or Table Topic Madam. First of all, happy anniversary, Personal Growth Leader Advance Online Club. I was here the day that we were all together for the pre-chartered meeting, and I've been here since then. And I'm proud to say that I'm a chartered member, and I've been attending meeting every week. Well, I did miss one or two when I go out station. Like today, for example, I'm in a village that is very poor in coverage, but I make sure that I'm here. And I keep coming back because I love this family. I love this international family. It is not just from Malaysia, it's not from just from the States, but it's from all over the world. And it is a great pleasure because it elevates me to meet everybody from all over the world. Here we have Dr. Elizabeth from Kenya, we have Arthur from Malawi, and I'm meeting people from developed countries, the States, the UK. Okay, we have John and Fatima here from the Maldives. So this is an international family, and we get to learn each other's culture, and I get to listen to the way different culture, different countries speak, even though it's English, but it is a different accent, it's a different way, and I love it. And it's a learning process for me, and I'm learning, and it's elevating me, and I love it. And it's happy anniversary to our club, and I love to be here, and I love everybody all over. Thank you very much. Back to you, Rosie, my countryman. Wonderful.
Thank you, Sabaria. Yes, I agree with you. I think all the 52 meetings, I only miss one or two, or maybe none. I can't remember. But every week, I try to turn in here and practice. And that is what Woody Allen said. Success is 80% just turning up. And that has helped me a lot personally. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to the next one. Who sent me the bio here? Okay, let's see. Let's hear from Anvita. Yes, she lives in Bangalore, India. She's an engineer in Philips and masters in computer science. Loves photography, badminton, and audiobooks. Yes, I love them too. Over to you, Anvita.
Learning, learning, and learning. Only learning comes to my mind when I think of our Personal Growth Leaders Advanced Club. Good day, Toastmasters and dear guests. Our club is really advanced. We have so many DTMs in our club, about 7 to 8, and we have people from all countries. I said that only the word learning comes to my mind because this club has helped me both professionally as well as personally. Professionally, because I work in a company called as Philips. I have teammates in Wisconsin, Madison, Best. Earlier, I used to find it extremely difficult to understand people's accents and their pace because it varies across different continents and countries. That is why I decided to join this club, and it really worked. Initially, I was hesitant to take up evaluator role or general evaluator role because I just couldn't understand their English. But gradually, after practicing, I started taking up these roles one by one, and now I can understand English of different accents. That is the major advantage which I had. Second, joining this club has given me a different perspective in life. The speeches which the club members give, it is so varied. Recently, we had a theme about space where the TMOD explained about space. We even had somebody explaining about aliens. And then there are people who completed their DTM in just 2 years. When they give speeches regarding their motivational or leadership styles, I feel really inspired. That is how I got different perspective. The third thing I like is how people all come together. We are all sailing on the same boat here. In multiple meetings, there have been instances where people have taken dual roles, triple roles, yet they do not complain. People just have one thing on their mind, that is to make meetings happen. People are passionate over here. That is why I just love this club. If you're thinking of joining this club, do not wait even for a moment. Just join the club. If you're not thinking of joining the club, then start thinking of joining the club and join the club. Back to our TTM, to Master Rosie.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Amrita. I learned a lot from you too. You know, you always start with that bang, and I try to do that. And it's really good imitation. Right, great. Now, let's hear from I love this club. One of the things is that the humor, and I learn a lot. And there's some books here introduced when they give a speech. There's a sharing after, sometimes after this meeting, we have other sharing. Like, for example, how to do speechcraft and things like that. And I learned a lot. And it's like so easy to do all those stuff that I thought, wow, it's so difficult. Now let's hear from none other than the next one. I really love her. She gave a lot of value to me also in terms of what the book she shared and all those kind of things. It's always fun when she's here. So let's hear from Kathy. No need introduction. Over to you, Kathy.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. This club journey has been so amazing. I jumped on right at the start, and similar to one of the other speakers, I was not qualified to be in an advanced club, and I'm like, y'all don't charter before I can get my advanced in. Y'all were patient and waited for me to complete that, but it's been so amazing to meet people from all over the world. For those of you that don't know, I rejoined. I'd been in Toastmasters briefly for 6 months, and then I rejoined in February of 2020, and then like 2 weeks later, the whole world shut down. So I've been having to be on video the whole time, and I really am not a fan of video. But it forced me to work on that skill, just that one thing. So something I was fearful of, COVID has required me to do that. I look forward to the day when we can all perhaps have an in-person international conference, so I get to meet all of you. I've gotten to learn so much about all of your cultures, and I've been able to visit via Zoom that there's so many countries that I now want to visit. But I'm going to tell you one thing that was extra special to me. Those of you in this group know that I love to compete in contests, and last year was my first contest. I went to Area last year, and because Area, I'm not a morning person, as Tanisha was talking about how I was smiling, I'm awake. But it's just like sometimes I'm not quite awake when our meetings are so early for me. But last year when I went to Area, I looked in the audience while I was competing. I was so nervous, and I saw all of these names from all over the world at my little area contest in Kansas. The support that I get from this group, what I learned from this group that helps me elevate to become a better speaker. I've actually gone to where now I'm thinking about becoming an accredited speaker, which is a long journey. But thank you so much for always being there and cheering me on. I'm so grateful to be a part of this club. Thank you.
Woo! Yes. We are always cheering for you, Kathy. You are always, when you're here, we always enjoy it. All right, the next one, to elevate. Actually, he's the one, the mastermind, elevating all of us here, inspire. Now let's hear from the initiator of the club, none other than, yes, Somesh, originally from Kerala, India, and has been in Ireland since 2000 and have 20 years plus of experience in corporate and 15 years in leadership, and 3 master's degree in software engineering, technology, innovation, management, and MBA, and distinguished Toastmasters. And also passionate about leadership and influencing. And of course, this is long life learning that we are talking about. And we are here every single week. And I really like it because it's only 1 hour. And there's so much that we learn within all this journey. Thank you so much. And over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Somesh.
Thank you very much, Rosie. I'm really humbled to be a part of this club. When I started, as I said in the beginning of this meeting, when I sent a message on September 2021, or is it 2020 actually, September 2020, I never expected that I would actually be able to form a club. It was just something that I thought, I'm really interested in personal growth. So I thought we should have something that should focus on personal growth. And there is a beautiful saying by Bob Proctor. He says that change is inevitable, but personal growth is a choice. It's such a wonderful, just few words, but it is conveying so much meaning there. Change is inevitable, we know. Who would have thought 2.5 years back or so that the world will go through 2 years of pandemic? And we are still here, we are surviving. It's really a great blessing, I would say, that we are here, we are alive. The first thing that everyone should be happy about and grateful about is that we are alive. We have consciousness in us, we are breathing, our heart is beating. Very basic things, but this is what we should be grateful about. And we formed this club, we had people here and everyone was committed to meet every week for 1 hour. And as you said, Rosie, it's only 1 hour, but we learned quite a lot. This is something that I learned in one of the first Toastmasters meeting that I went in Athlone Toastmasters in 2014. That was the first Toastmasters. What I thought was it was 2 hours meeting and it met every 2 weeks. So I thought the 2 hours was a little bit too long. So I think we meet every week and it's 1 hour and we make it to the point and we try and do that way. And I think that is probably our USP, if I would like to say the unique selling proposition, that we are consistent, we are passionate, and we have wonderful members. And I've learned from Anvita that she is a marketing expert as well. So thank you very much, Anvita, for showing your marketing skills today. And over to you, Rosie. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Somesh. Yes, it's all started from there. And here we are. We learned a lot from the past 52 meetings. Every week, there's the no quantum leap. They say before I get up, hey, I need to do another speech for the next week and things like that. And it's keep on moving and growing fast, elevating faster because of the weekly meetings and 1 hour packed, compact. Thank you so much. Now let's move on. Timer, do we have time or shall we? We have no time for more. Timer, do you have time, please?
I would say we can go to the third section if that's okay.
All right. Okay then. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Huge round of applause to Rosie for a wonderful session. She has done a lot of organization in terms of getting all those details from all the members and running it. So thank you so much. Topics is something that is really wonderful, and we could have 2 hours of topic and it would still be like, it's just only 1 minute has passed. It's so interesting to hear from people about different topics and what their thoughts are on that. So thank you so much for leading the session, Rosie. Now we go to the last section of the meeting, which is the evaluations part. As we said in the beginning, PI, prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, and the evaluation section. And to lead the evaluation section, I would like to invite the general evaluator of this meeting, Kaushal Gupta.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. We don't have an evaluator designated for our first speaker, immediate past international president, Richard Peck, but I wanted to say a few words on his speech. First of all, it was such a privilege to have you here with Richard, and this is a privilege that I've actually enjoyed in 2 previous Toastmasters meetings, including once at the 40th anniversary of my home club, EPA Toastmasters. So it's such a joy to be able to hear you speak again. You mentioned that there really are no borders anymore, and that's what allows you to visit these clubs and what helped our club form as well. What I like most about your speech is you have a strong voice, that you incorporate vocal variety, and that you use pauses to really emphasize and bring out the message in your speech. I think most of us have a tendency to talk fast. So I think we should all study Richard's speech habits and see how we can use a slower style and more pauses to make our message more meaningful. So thank you, Richard, for not only the wonderful words you said, but showing us an effective way for saying them. I would now like to ask the evaluator of our second speaker, Dr. Elizabeth Akini, to provide her evaluation, and that evaluator is Liz Welsh.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, and welcome Toastmasters and special guests to our meeting today. It gives me absolute pleasure to be able to evaluate Elizabeth's speech, a speech about leadership styles, a speech which was given to us with such passion and such vocal variety. What I really enjoyed about the speech was the way Elizabeth opened with Venice, 1994. You're like, what's happening here? Grab us in there. And then listing all those wonderful, wonderful leaders. You were there. I felt already taken by that opening. I was waiting to hear what she had to say. During the speech, what I really enjoyed with it was the way Elizabeth was able to use the gestures within it, her hand gestures, the small things, the counting on the fingers. All of that gives that visual to enhance the speech and to make things a lot clearer, especially for me. I also loved the way Elizabeth used the words. The words were like emotional bonds. You could just feel that within us when we're talking about leadership styles and skills, about how things can be brought together. Also, I felt that although Elizabeth was standing up and delivering her speech in that wonderful way, and giving us the space, at times perhaps a little bit too close and just seeing the chin coming up into the screen. So I would advise just to step a little bit back and just to keep that frame. And then we would see again the wonderful gestures that you would be using with your hands. What else have I got written here? You were clearly very passionate about your subject. That's how I felt. I really felt it just went so quickly, the timing that you had on that speech, the way that it was delivered, I believe was really clear and concise with so many wonderful facts and figures in it. You were able to end with that wonderful quote from Toastmasters, where leaders are made, to take us out and believe that we are here together in order to understand the leadership style that Elizabeth has learned and adapted over her time. I believe that the objects of the speech were clearly defined, that she has hit the objectives well in a clearly defined, structured delivery, full of enthusiastic, smiling, happy, standing up, and ending, as I said, with our tagline, where leaders are made. Well done, Elizabeth, and congratulations on completing that speech. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Liz, for that warm and encouraging evaluation. You mentioned that Elizabeth gave a passionate speech, and I felt your passion as well, Liz, in the way you expressed how the speech made you feel. So excellent job there. I would now like to ask our timer, Sabaria, to please provide her timing report for today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kashol, General Evaluator. My report for speaker Dr. Elizabeth is 7.04 second. And for table topic, we have Dr. Liz again at 1 minute 23 second, myself, Sabaria, 1 minute 45 second, and Vita, 2 minutes 28 seconds, Kathy, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and Somesh, 2 minutes, 16 seconds. And Liz, for speech evaluator, is 3 and 13 seconds. Thank you. Back to you, G.
Thank you very much, Sabari. I would now like to ask our grammarian, Kathy, to please provide her report.
Thank you so much. Our word of the day, elevate, was used very much. It's always nice when you have a word that actually gets integrated into your speeches and also into your table topics. Somesh, I heard you at least twice. Richard, I heard you at least twice. I love that when you have a speech like this, you pop in, even though it may have been a prepared speech from before. I love that. Liz, got you. Liz, Elizabeth, Sabaria, and Rosie all got it in at least one time. I apologize if I missed anyone. As far as Elizabeth, the only thing, it was such a beautiful speech. The only little tiny thing I had was, you mentioned my skills has, that you might want to use the word have. Generally speaking, have means my skills. Has would be talking about somebody else's skills. So that was only one little minor thing on there. Otherwise, it was very clean. One of the things I wanted to share that I really about Richard's speech is he talked about the impact that we can all make. I don't know how popular it is outside of the US, but if you want to see the epitome, just another example of how each of us can make a difference, I recommend the movie It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart. It's very popular here because it's considered in the US as it's considered a Christmas movie. That's a very good example of how one person's life can make a difference and how we can all make a difference and how we all make a difference in each other's lives. So thank you for sharing that, Richard. And again, I still think about your mentorship speech that you did when we had our charter meeting. That will be my report for the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathy. I would now like to ask our counter, Tunisa, to please provide her report.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Kaushal. It was very difficult for me to spot speech crutches because this is an elevated club. However, I did spot a few. Dr. Elizabeth said R towards the end of her speech, 1R. Rosie said 1R, 2 ums, 1 well, 1 so. And for you, Kaushal, you mentioned 1 but. And that's it. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Tunisa. Thank you to my entire evaluation team. Before I turn it back to the Toastmaster, I'll give a few general remarks about the meeting. We began 2 minutes past the hour. That's not too bad considering what a packed agenda and all the planning that we had to do. I liked how, as the Toastmaster of the day, Somesh gave a little bit of background about how our club began and how we learned something new at each meeting and how he thanked the immediate past international president, Richard Peck, for being with us here today. I liked the word of the day, elevate. Of course, our speakers were excellent. I also liked how the table topics were done. I really enjoyed seeing the profile of every table topic speaker. It was nice to really see them in a new way and learn more about their backgrounds and then to hear from their speeches how Toastmasters has personally benefited them. So, and I really am glad that we had so many guests today to help us recognize this special anniversary, and I hope you all can make it to future meetings. This was a very strong meeting. I would now like to turn the meeting back over to our Toastmaster of the day, Somesh.
Thank you very much, Kaushal, for leading the general evaluation section. Wonderful meeting as usual. And this has been a special occasion, 22nd January 2022, the 52nd meeting, which is the first anniversary of Personal Growth Leaders. It's a great day for us, an amazing meeting. And thank you so much once again, Richard Peck, immediate past international president, for gracing us with your presence and your wise words on this wonderful occasion for our club. Really, really appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. A huge round of applause to Richard, that he took his time out of his busy schedule to come to our club meeting. And I really want to acknowledge what Richard has done during his international president term as well. I think he took time to visit many, many, many clubs across the world. And as an international president, he probably, not probably, he would have been busy with a lot of meetings, a lot of different other things, but still he found time to go to the club meetings and inspire the club, because club is what the Toastmasters is all about. If there is no clubs, there is no Toastmasters. So really appreciate, Richard, that you took your time out to visit all the clubs, which includes us as well. And you really made our club special by your visit. It really gives us a lot of encouragement, a lot of inspiration. Thank you all so much for your time today and your contribution. And it's really amazing that this technology helps us to connect like this. As Richard mentioned in his meeting, you just need a finger and then we are across the whole world. Like we have members from Malaysia, and I see one of our, someone has joined from South Korea, JJ. Warm welcome, JJ. Great to see you from South Korea, all the way from South Korea. We have people from Turkey, Indonesia. We have Liz Welch from Australia. She's in Australia now and it's probably 1 o'clock. She's actually in UK, based in UK, but she's currently in Australia. We also had an Australian member before, but unfortunately she has not renewed her membership. Probably it might be because of the time, it's midnight there. But I really appreciated that she was there for, I would say, around 6 months. She was there as a member of our club and coming to each and every meeting. And this is what we learned from Toastmasters, that every meeting gives us something to learn and we connect with people across the world. So thank you so much, everyone, for your contribution today. And I would declare this meeting closed. Thank you so much.
Take care, everybody. Have a great day.